Are we set?
Yes.
You might be go. Go on.
Okay. These are pensioners from Standard Chartered Bank. We have two versions. There is an official press statement that will be read by Wakili Swiga. Then I'll give highlights to that press statement.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate. We are representing the non-629 members of the Standard Chartered Bank Pension Dispute, and I will read their statement on their behalf. The representatives of the non-629 pensioners wish to inform the public, regulators, and stakeholders of the continued failure by Standard Chartered Bank Kenya and the trustees of the pension funds to address their legitimate concerns despite clear judicial guidance given by the Retirement Benefits Tribunal, the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and most recently the Supreme Court on the 5th of September 2025. The Supreme Court upheld that the Tribunal, High Court, and Court of Appeal rulings confirming that the bank had unlawfully applied the wrong actuarial facts at the transition from the defined benefits to the defined contribution scheme on 1st of January 1999. The court further underscored that this matter is of profound public interest, touching not only on the rights of elderly pensioners, but also the integrity of Kenya's pension scheme. While the bank may attempt to argue that the ruling only applies to the 629 members, we emphasize that the members, both the members and non-members, were subject to unlawful action by the bank. Public interest, by very nature, cannot be selective. The bank and the trustees have continued to act in a manner that disregards judicial authority, discriminates against the non-629 members, and undermine the rule of law on the grounds of contempt of court orders, whereas the CEO, as the overall head of the Standard Chartered Bank in Kenya, bears the ultimate responsibility for ensuring compliance with judicial orders and upholding the bank's stated values of responsiveness and fairness. Under the CEO's leadership, the bank has authorized communication, public notices, and positions that directly contradict binding rulings. And the failure to intervene or provide corrective leadership demonstrates possibility of contempt of judicial authorities. The demand is therefore that the bank and the trustees, acting independently and in good faith, to purge the contempt as has been identified by number one, conducting a valuation where there is an undertaking and disclosure of full valuation of the defined benefit and defined contribution schemes as at 1st January 1999 by an independent actuarial expert appointed in consultation with the non-629 representatives and the RBA. They also demand for transparency, whereby there is issuance of corrected communication to members, regulators, stakeholders, and the public, acknowledging that all members, not only the 629, are entitled to justice, recalculation of balances, and member engagement. These are the demands of the non-629 members.
Well, as you can hear from that statement, these are retired bankers. The technical language of the bank might not have been understood by Wanjiku. The issues are simple. These old people worked for Standard Bank and they retired from Standard Bank. They were contributing their pension which is a different entity from the bank. The calculations, what their pension was calculated intentionally, wrongly, and their money was taken. The bank unilaterally invaded the pension scheme and withdrew that money, which is a criminal act. These people have been fighting. The first group went to the tribunal. The bank was found culpable. The bank appealed to the High Court. The High Court found out that the bank was involved in serious breaches, trying to steal from these old Kenyans who have worked and toiled hard. Undeterred, the bank went to the Court of Appeal, still challenging that decision. They lost. They went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, on technicality, chased them, that it has no jurisdiction to hear those matters. The decisions therefore holds. These people are Kenyans who have worked so hard to build a bank called Standard Chartered to the level it has. Their children are not going to school. Their wives and husbands are either dead because they cannot meet their medical bills. They have financial obligations. These are the people protected under the Constitution of Kenya as a group of the marginalized. The aged people are marginalized. They are senior citizens. It is wrong. We, therefore, have given a demand notice to the bank. Today, I've shared you the demand that we have given to the bank to compensate this group without any form of discrimination, because the bank is saying only those ones who went to court will benefit from what the courts have said. What the bank is not saying is whether these people entered the bank when they were young, energetic, that time they were Gen Zs. Now you can see these have been wasted. All their youth or their energy has been spent to build the bank. And the bank does not care because they are old and now they are vulnerable. So we have issued a demand to the bank. Immediately they confirmed to me that they are ready to pay. They pay the actual compensation plus interest from the time that money was illegally sent. We have equally sent a demand letter. We have instructed to move to the DCI. We have sent a copy to the Director of Criminal Investigation and the DPP to investigate if the bank can loot from its own staff. What will it do to citizens who own bank accounts in the bank? This is a serious matter of public interest, and you can see how it is so frustrating that these, at one time Gen Zs, now are crawling because somebody has retained their money. Many of their members have died without having benefited from this hard work they worked for. Pension, the purpose of pension is